Good day, viewers, and welcome back to your youth news show. That is, of course, Generation C. My name is Wetumwene Shikage, and I'm your host, running you throughout this amazing program. I hope you guys are excited as I am. But before we get into it, right after this. Now, it being a Tuesday, we do know that the Zone publication is out today, and that is in the Namibian Sun, the Republican, as well as the Algemene Zeitung. Well, let's dive into the publication, but before that, this is the photo of the week taken by Marisol from Roots Gymnasium. Well, on page 1, viewers, we do have a profile written by Jeanette Dirgat, which speaks about Simeone Johannes, who has been leaving Namibians in awe of his talent, hard work, and dedication. Now, that is an amazing story about a fashion designer who has also landed himself in great positions. On page 2, we have a story written about education being a least of concern. Now, situated in the Ontamansi constituency in the Omisati region, Onkanka village faces educational challenges. Now, it's important to note that different places face different challenges, and we also do have a vox pop which speaks about the children and how they feel about the reopening of schools. Now, we do know that schools have been closed for quite some time now, and we do imagine how these children might feel. If you'd like to get to know about that, please grab a copy. On page 3, we have a story written by Irene van der Walt, and she speaks about the karateka returning home. We also have a story written by Marisol Stoffberg about the program which empowers young girls, the Go for Girls. Since its inception in September 2020, the Go program has been supporting and mentoring various girls for vulnerable communities. Now, we do see that there has been an influx of different learners and girls being educated on different society and mental issues. Now, grab a copy to read more about that. Moving on to page 5, keeping our Namibian children safe. This is a feature written by Marisol Stoffberg and speaks about the types of abuse, that is physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, neglect, and other forms of abuse. On page 6, we have a story written by Rivaldo Kavanga, which speaks about NTC rewarding women's hockey team. Now, it's always amazing to see the good fruits that are reaped from doing great things. Now, on page 7, we do have a story written by Enzo Amwele as well as myself about youth leagues, whether they're for or against the COVID-19 vaccines. Now, the vaccines do play a crucial role in ending pandemics. We also do have the Star Teacher of the Week featured on page 7. I hope you have enjoyed this publication as much as I did going through it. Please stay tuned for the following interview that we have with Simeone Johannes. Welcome back from that ad break. Now it's time to dive right into our interview with our front page profile, that is Simeone Johannes. How are you doing today?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great. I mean, studio is filled with amazing talent. Right next to me, guys, you are about to get to know about it just now. So Simeon, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, where you grew up, your education, all of that jazz?
All right. So I'm Simeone Johannes. I'm the creative director of SynEDGY. I grew up in Windhoek, born and
Mm-hmm.
bred. I went to Concordia. That's where I finished my high school. I then moved on to varsity. I went to UNAM. I studied public relations and fashion studies.
Mm-hmm.
And then here I am now, a fashion designer, not a PR practitioner.
Oh, okay. So just when you get there, we're already excited to know, Kucha, what happened?
Crazy story, right?
Uh-huh.
So growing up, I always thought I'd get into the media space
Yeah.
because I don't know, people always thought that I had the personality for it. I
Mm-hmm.
don't necessarily because I'm a bit shy. And then uh, my granddad used to make clothing. So I decided, okay, how about I do both? Because I felt like I had passion for both.
Yeah.
Then I studied, and I was like, yeah, media is not for me.
Okay.
It's for people who are more outspoken, people who are more outgoing. I'm nothing of the sort.
Okay.
And I decided, let me do fashion, and I've been enjoying it so far.
Oh, how has the journey been thus far? What can you say has been a highlight and something that you can never, never look back?
So it's been interesting. It's
Uh-huh.
been a lot of work, a lot of fights,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of great achievements. I think one of my greatest would have been winning the Simply You Emerging Designer of the Year, like a few
Ooh.
years back.
Okay.
Also, just working on productions like the Namas and all of these great events that happen in our country,
Mm-hmm.
and meeting so many amazing personalities.
Oh my gosh. So wait, guys. This is not just a fashion designer, okay? This is an award-winning designer.
It's an
This is somebody
award-winning.
who's working with great brands, great people, different personalities. How has that been? How is it meeting different people to work with?
It's been interesting because you meet people from different walks of life,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously, with every person you meet, you learn something.
Mm-hmm.
So, really, it's been just about learning people and picking up like a few words of advice because every time
Yeah.
people meet me, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm very grateful for. Every time someone meets me, they always give me amazing advice. And for me, I'm truly blessed because
Yeah.
not everybody has that platform to have people walk up to you and just tell you that they're very proud of you and they love what you're doing and you
Mm-hmm.
should keep pushing. So for me, it's like every day I wake up, I always receive amazing advice.
So it's always good feedback.
It's always good feedback
Then
sometimes.
that means his work is speaking for his brand.
Thank
Nothing
ya.
more,
Thank
nothing
you.
less. So, Simeon, what do you think has contributed terribly to your business or your brand in general?
So I think one of my best traits it's my professionalism. So I try to be as professional as I can.
Mm-hmm.
I try to deliver on time. I try to make people comfortable in my space because
Yeah.
I try to make them very comfortable and just to sort of instill that trust in me,
Yeah.
knowing that I will deliver
Yeah.
and make sure that they walk out happy.
Yeah, and also to make sure they come back, no?
Of course, it's always about coming back.
All right, so just while we're into that and seeing how amazing this business or this industry can be, what has the COVID-19 pandemic brought to your table? What are some of the things that you've faced hands on?
With the pandemic, we're really like slapped in the face, right? So it's something we did not expect.
Yeah,
And most of us a lot of people had to close their businesses down.
yeah,
Fortunately for me, I still had a few clients to sustain me. And I just tried really to like work. People were on lockdown and I was like
yeah,
at home working and having like a few fittings just to make sure that I still have like a sort of income to keep my business going.
yeah.
Also, I just learned financial literacy, I think more than anything. Because, before the pandemic, all of us were just spending our money. We're going out,
Yeah.
having fun. And then you realize that, you know what, there are better things to spend your money on.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not going out.
Yeah.
So for me, it was financial literacy. I'm more careful with my finances now. And I try to invest in my business. Should a pandemic happen again,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I mean, it's always important to look ahead and
True.
to, plan for it today while you still
Very
can.
true.
So what are some of the things that you can say have been the great brands that you've worked with and things that you look forward to every day? What is your motivation?
My motivation would be, I think I just want to take over Africa. I want to work with the likes of Bonang, of
Yes.
Wizkid,
Yes.
Davido. So for me, I wake up and I'm like, you know what? Let me push until a time where I'm able to dress these people and just be like, friends.
You did that.
I did that. I want that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So another thing, we do know that you're only 24 years old. Now, I'm sitting here and I'm like, yo, this guy is doing amazing.
Thank you.
You're doing so much in our community. You're definitely empowering other youth and other people that would like to get into the business sphere. So as an entrepreneur, what is an advice that you can give to upcoming people or people that would like to, grow their brand and believe in their work?
So first of all, don't be intimidated by your age. A lot of us tend to think we're too young to be business people. But I think if you go in with the right headspace and you're like, you know what, this is what I want to achieve, and this is how I want to go about it, I think it should be good. So for me, it's know who you are, know what you want, and be willing to put in the work, because it takes a lot of work and sleepless nights, and you don't get to enjoy your coin as much as you'd love to, because obviously you're investing all of that back into your business. So other young people will be thriving while you're saving up that money to buy a sewing machine or like buy a camera. So for me, just go in there ready. Yeah.
So definitely, it's amazing to hear it from the people themselves that are in the industry and doing amazing things. I hope you guys are as inspired as I am to also continue doing the great things that I do and bring out the best of myself. Now, are there any final words that you'd like to share with our viewers for today?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Like someone always told me, believe in yourself. You don't know who's watching. Whenever you're working, always pretend there is like an audience. You never know who's watching. People are not going to come up to you sometimes and tell you that, no, I see what you're doing. Tell yourself that, you know what, people are watching. And you don't know, one day the first lady could go on your page and be like, hi, can you like make me a dress?
Now imagine that.
Yeah, so always know that someone is watching and keep pushing. Do you and be proud of what you do.
Thank you so much for joining us in studio for today, and also encouraging us, the youth, to continue doing amazing things. Now, guys, let's head on to School's Corner.
I decided to be vaccinated to protect myself and my family and my community.
My name is Amikala Roo. I got my second vaccination now today, and I just think it's important to not only protect yourself but those around you, especially the elderly and my family. I just want to protect my family and to keep on working and not having to stop.
Ek het inspuiting gevat vir die my veiligheid. Want ek het besluit ek kan nie staan op mense se sê nie, ek moet my veiligheid van my kant afbring.
Welcome back to the Schools Corner. Now in the Schools Corner, we do bring you school news from all around the country. Please stay tuned for the following video submitted by a learner from Delta Secondary School. They speak about their views and their thoughts about the new and upgraded requirements to enter UNAM.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Abraham Angula. I'm a 16-year-old grade 11 student that attends school at Delta Secondary School, Windhoek. In regards to what I think for the new requirements, I think it puts many students in a bit of a challenging or a bit of a tricky situation. Of course, considering that many students, particularly this year, have gone through COVID-19, not only the pandemic within itself, but also the ramifications it has caused for things like education and academics in general. So I think a couple of problems that arise with this is firstly, children not being able to attend school as much, which means they miss out on classes and subsequently the work they're supposed to learn to finish the syllabus, thus making it tricky also when exams come up to study or ready for that work because you haven't gotten enough classes for that particular work and you haven't studied that work as you should have if it was another year, not a year where you're going through a pandemic, of course. And also, I think the second tricky thing is just with children's mental health in general. It's a bit of a tricky thing, particularly going through these times for a lot of people to adjust to. So I think the requirements are not a bad idea to set the standard higher, but I think what you must do when you set the bar higher is you must have an increase in the level of quality of education as well. I think thus making it something that's very fair and equal. In this instance, not something that I think is particularly a good idea, something that could be a good idea in future, but something that the timing for it is just not right at present. Yeah, thank you very much.
Welcome to the Varsity Chat Room segment. Now in this segment, we do all things tertiary and varsity news. On our page 8 of the zone, we do have a story written by Jeanette Dergaard about establishing a partnership in careers. Now the Atlantic 3 and the UNAM create internships for UNAM students and graduates. We do also have a story written by Fanuel Shinadima all the way in Stellenbosch in South Africa. He speaks about the rescue plan for forgotten high school students. Now, if you're a student and you're interested in all of that, good jazz, please grab a copy of The Zone for today. That is all that we've had for you today for Generation C. We hope to see you guys again next week, same time, same place.